If you want to record your PowerPoint presentation on a Mac, in previous versions, you couldn't record the webcam or other camera that was connected. But in the latest version, you can do that. So just make sure you have updated to the latest version to do this. I'm going to show you how to do that recording and also how to change it afterwards so you can move and reposition and resize what you've got recorded, the little webcam image, and also how you can actually export it as a movie as well. So let's do that. Let's go over here to the slideshow and you'll see on the tab here, if I come down to here, it's got record slideshow and that would record it from the beginning. What I'm going to do is just check whether or not it's got anything recorded already, such as any timings on any slides or any narration on there, and neither of them are selected, so that's fine, they're grayed out. I'm going to now record the slideshow. I'm just going to click here. And you'll see it comes up with the webcam here, there's me. And I can't move this around, but it's good to go. So what I need to do is just look at the top here. There's my record button. But before I do, I just want to have a look here. I can choose other cameras that I might have connected, and I've got videos to show you how to add other cameras, and I'll put the links below. I'm using my built-in FaceTime HD camera, but you can see I could plug in things like webcams and so on. I can choose which microphone I want to use. At the moment, it's using the one built in. So that's the MacBook Pro microphone. I could choose an external microphone, or I could have a USB one plugged in as well. So I'm going to stick with this one here. So let's just make sure that's selected. You'll see here there are two other options either side of the record button, and it's also showing you the time here as well. So you can pause it, and you can also delete it if you're not happy and then start again. So you can basically clear the recording for this slide. So let's have a go. Let's quickly record it. So I'm going to go back to the beginning. I can just down here go back, and I'm going to hit record. Now, one thing you do need to know, let's just hit record and I can then talk you through this. Gives me a countdown. And when I do this, one thing I did notice is that when you move from one side to the other, if you're still talking, you could lose a little bit of recording there. So I do suggest that actually you pause between moving from one slide to another. So let's move to the next slide. I'm just going to use the arrow key to do that. Now, if you are interrupted or anything, you could hit pause. So there you go, the recording is paused, and I could just click on it again to resume the recording. So let's do that. So I'm recording now, and I'm going to now move through the slides. So each time when I get to the end, I'm actually going to just pause for a moment before I move to the next one. And here I am on the next slide. So I think you get the idea of where this is going. And I'm now just going to move one more. Okay, so there we are. What I can do now is just stop it. Let's just hit stop. If I wasn't happy with it, I could clear it and start that slide again. You'll notice here it's telling me the timing here, so that's the total time, and that was the time on that slide. If I press play here, it will play back, but you'll see it's just whizzing through and it's just doing the slide that I'm on as opposed to going back to them. Right, so I'm finished with that. I'm just going to hit end show. So that's my recording done. It's now showing me the timings here. Now, I have seen sometimes the timings not show up immediately. So what I did was I actually moved to a different view and came back to the slide sorter view, and then I saw them there. Let's just double click on one of these and you can see here I am, there's the webcam. Now I can change the size of it. If I click on it, I can click and drag to make it bigger or smaller, and I could move it around as well. So if it's going to be in the way, you could just move it to wherever you want. Perhaps on this first one here, maybe I want to start off a little bit bigger there, and then down here, I might just want to move it. I mean, it might look a little bit better if I just move it slightly in. And what you can do is you can just play it back to listen to it as well, just on that particular slide. So there you go. That is how you can easily record something on here, and you'll see I haven't got it for all the slides. If I wanted to get rid of this one, I could just hit backspace or delete. I don't want to do that, so I'm just going to undo that. And there we have it. So I would now save that. So let's just go File, Save. I've already got it saved, so it's just saving that file. Now, I'd like to turn this into a movie, so perhaps it'll be standalone. What I need to do is go into File at the top here, go to Export, and I want to put it into this folder, Recordings, which happens to be the folder that I was on previously, so it's gone straight to it. Now, I want to change this file format because at the moment it's going to save it as a PDF. At the top here you can see it says PDF as well. I'm just going to click here, and my choices really are MP4 or MOV. Now the MP4 is quite universal, and I'm going to choose that. They are two movie formats, and you may have heard of both of these, particularly MP4. So let's click on that. It's now giving me the choice of what quality I want, and this is the highest quality, presentation quality, which is the one I'm going to use. These are the pixels, 1920 wide by 1080 tall. Now I can change that to internet quality, which reduces the quality down to 1280 by 720, or low quality, which takes it down a bit further. I'm going to go for the presentation quality, and I recommend doing that if you can. Now, if you recognize these pixels here, these are actually the pixel settings for high definition or HD. What I'm going to do is use the recorded timings and narration. So it's going to base how long each slide is going to be on the screen when it exports it, based on the timings on the slide, and also the narration, which is the recording from the webcam. Now, if it doesn't have anything on that slide, and I did have quite a few slides which didn't have anything, it's just going to keep them on the screen for 5 seconds. You could change that by going up or down. You could even just type it in if you wanted to keep them there for longer. Let's stick with 5 seconds. Now, what I'm going to do is just simply hit Export. And then down the bottom here, you'll see PowerPoint is converting, and it's creating the Video Essential Training video. Okay, so it's creating the video. This is the title, Essential Video Training.mp4. And you can see the progress bar hasn't gone very far down here. So depending on how much you recorded and the size of your presentation, this could take a while. Also depends on the speed of your processor. So I'm just going to leave that. I'm going to come back once that's finished. As you can see down the bottom here, it's moving along, but it is taking its time. So we're going to come back to this when it's completed. It's now finished, and you can see it's finished because there's nothing down here in the status bar. Let's go over to the Finder and have a look. Here is my file, and I can quickly play it by just pressing the spacebar, a nice feature of the Mac. Let's just hit play, and there it is. So you can see here it is, it's playing now. You can't hear it because I've got a microphone plugged into the jack here, but if I move through it, you'll see over here, I positioned myself here and made it bigger, and over here, I left it sort of down in the bottom corner, but moved it around. So there you are. That is how you can record a PowerPoint presentation on your Mac, and also record your camera or webcam at the same time, and also export it as a movie. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. If you do like this, please do like, share, and subscribe.